Help! What to do? Why is the wiper going crazy? Here I'm driving my Model Y using autopilot, and the wiper is constantly trying to wipe the screen even if there is no rain. The wiper is in auto mode, and when I'm driving in autopilot, you cannot turn it off. What is happening? Now I have had my Model Y for a little bit more than a month, and I got to learn the car's pros and cons. What this new Model Y have for specific characteristics, and also saw that the standard Tesla behavior in some ways still are there. There is several changes made from the previous Model 3 that I had from 2019. Some are better and others are not so good. Tesla removed the radar and the autopilot is now in vision only, which means that the autopilot is relying completely only on what the camera sees to keep the car on the road. During this time of the year there is a lot of insects in the air, and especially this year it has been warm and humid, and that is good for the insects. But it's not so good for the car that gets a lot of them stuck onto the car. And here comes the crazy wiping of the windscreen, literally into the picture. The insects are hitting the windscreen in front of the camera, and the autopilot is then disturbed and likes to clean the windscreen so it can see better. But it's really difficult for the wipers to clean insects from the windscreen, so it's just continue and continue. When manually cleaning the area in front of the camera, the behavior stops. My personal opinion is that the system is a little bit too sensitive. The system should handle insects on the windscreen and not freak out like this. I hope that a software update will fix this problem very soon. But one thing that was not yet solved by the software updates is the auto high beam function. It has been better over the years, but still it's too slow to go back to high beam after you passed an oncoming car. Here in the Nordic countries it's a valuable seconds that you need the high beam to avoid a collision with an animal, for example a moose. It should return to the high beam in the meeting phase of the car to limit the time that you do not see so far in the low beam, and have maximum time with the high beam to have a chance to avoid an animal collision. Also, the auto high beam function is turned on by default when you enable the autopilot, which is not very good because you cannot override this function if the auto beam is not behaving in a correct way. I love to drive with the Tesla autopilot. It's a fantastic feature helping out in so many situations. And the Model Y works very good, similar or even a little bit better than my previous Model 3. But when you are forced on automatic functions that is not behaving as expected and that trigger irritation, that is not good and needs to be fixed quickly. Also, Tesla decided to remove the ultrasonic sensors that keep track on how far the car is from a foreign object. Here I feel that now the car is not so exact anymore when it comes to give me information on how far it is to an object. It feels like it's giving me many warnings when you can see that there is place for the car, and then you start to disregard them. It came back hunting me down when parking in a tight spot the other day. Little bit too stressed, and I hit a pole, damaging the front of the car. I cannot stop thinking that maybe the ultrasonic sensors would have kept me from not hitting this pole, destroying my new car.